Well, I can tell you two things. I'm glad I got done with harvest as early as I did. And I'm glad I got the combines cleaned up and put away earlier this week, because if you had to do it after today, it would suck. As you can tell, landscape has changed slightly. They said it was supposed to snow. I honestly didn't expect it to stick as warm as the ground still was, but I'll be damned if it stuck. We probably got, I don't know, depending, I think I got a little bit more at my house than I did here. I had about an inch. I don't think there's quite as much here. But we lucked out. Dad was just down south of South Bend about an hour or so ago, and he said down there's damn near 6 inches, and he said a lot of the corn that's still left out, which there's still a lot of corn out around here, surprisingly. He said most of the corn that's left out, the snow was pulling it down onto the ground, which at that point you're not gonna have a good time. And this was wet, heavy. I mean, there toward the end, I think it switched to more lake effect-y type snow, but this was wet, heavy, nasty, just a step above sleet kind of snow. The 1950, she did not, I mean, it started okay, but she didn't like it. She was smoking pretty good. But I'm hoping to get stalks, or get finished up chopping stalks today. If not, finish up the last little bit I might have left tomorrow and get this thing in the barn. Because outside of tomorrow, we got chances of snow the rest of the week. Which is just what I love to hear. Depending on how much we get, I don't know how much tillage we might actually get done, because we start getting a lot of snow, all that's going to do is make mud. And not only can you not get any traction in mud, all you do is make balls of mud in the field, and then you have no fun working it down. So I guess time will tell. I'm gonna take this thing up real quick and top it off with fuel, and then we'll head out. I'm probably gonna go down and start on the muck and just work my way east. See how things go. All right. Camera's not gonna like this cold, but this time I was smart and brought my extra battery, so yeah. Shouldn't, well, for starters, there's a lot less snow down here than there was back home, and as the crow flies, it's only about 4 miles. I got about halfway here and basically ran out of it, so it must have jumped over and started dumping about Mom and Dad's roughly. So anyhow, shouldn't be too wet down here. We really haven't had a whole lot of moisture between when I combined it and now, so should just be able to have at her. Alright, gotta make a midday fuel stop here. Tell you what, it wasn't too bad when I got rolling this morning, but I don't know if you saw when I first pulled into the muck down there, it was sunny, but way off in the west there was that dark cloud bank rolling in. As soon as that cloud bank rolled in, the temperature dropped like 6-7 degrees and it started snowing. And it's been pretty much miserable ever since. only got about, well, I've only got 4.5 acres left. I got one field left, but I'm running out of daylight to get it done and get back to the farm before I run out of daylight. So I think I'm just gonna wait and finish that up tomorrow after work, because I've had about enough cold for one day and I skipped lunch and I'm really damn hungry. So, but I got a lot more done. Well, I was hoping to get it all done today, but with the road running I had to do, I got a fair bit done. So no problems, that's always a good thing. So yeah, unfortunately chopping does not work nearly as good when the stalks are tough like this, and then obviously you got 2 rows that are run down with the combine that you really can't get because they're matted down with the snow. But it's still not doing too bad of a job, all things considered. Usually when the stalks are this tough, I would slow down a little bit because it'll chop better if you slow down, but you slow down a little bit and it feels like it's taking forever, and you run slow for about 3 rounds and you're like, screw this, and you grab another gear and go back up to where you normally run. So anyhow, I'm closer to my house than Mom and Dad, so we're gonna go park this thing there, and I'll have Shelly run me back to Mom and Dad so I can grab the truck, and we'll get this video put up yet tonight. Sorry, I had to take my gloves off and now my hands are shaking. Yeah. So, with any luck at all, even if it's snowing, tomorrow I'll get that last field stalks chopped, get everything, get the chopper moved back home, get the 1950 or get the T in the barn, get the 150 moved over, get it hooked up to the chisel plow, and basically get everything set up so that Tuesday, even if it's snowing, we can start chisel plowing Tuesday. Because it is still surprisingly, other than the one field where the hay was that I had to mud the corn out, which I expected that to be wet, that's really the only wet field. I mean, it's a little, obviously gonna be a little greasy on top, but I mean, I'm barely leaving tire tracks in the spots where there's no snow. So it's still surprisingly firm. So as long as we keep getting snow, not rain, and as long as the snow doesn't necessarily melt, as long as we don't get a whole lot of, as long as we don't get snow in large accumulating amounts, we should be good. So anyhow, I guess that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one.